Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of VGC Prep. I'm your host, Ryan, and I'm going to fix this real quick. There we go. I'm your host, Ryan, and today I am bringing you a battle against COS VGC for the PDL, and the PDL is a Pokemon Doubles League. It's a draft-based league where everything you pick, no one else can pick, and it goes around and around and around until everyone has 10 members, and it's pretty much all about counter-teaming. So I'm going to grab my handy-dandy notebook, if that's the right one. It's not. The one that I'm using right now is the right one. Let me get that. I just have to cross something off because I forgot to do that. Let's go back a couple of battles. Let's go to... Where are you at? Wait, really? I don't have notes on this one. I should have notes on this one. Why can't I find the notes on this one? Wait, what? Oh, there it is. There we go. It's right here. Right where I wasn't looking. Alright, so COS had Typhlosion, Rhyperior, Jellicent, Kangaskhan, which is his Mega, Sylveon, and Ferrothorn. So I figured for those four, I don't remember the whole six that I brought because this was a couple of weeks ago. I figured Rotom Heat, Mawile, Dragonite, and Cresselia would be the best. I decided, I believe, to lead off with Mawile and Cresselia looking at the team because, I mean, you know, Mawile doesn't really like Typhlosion, to be quite honest. But Mawile really likes Rhyperior. It hits Jellicent really hard, stops Kangaskhan, stops Sylveon, and does not anything to Ferrothorn, but still not that bad. And Cresselia to get Trick Room up. So going into the battle, I knew that COS would be a pretty formidable opponent. A lot of the people this season were pretty strong. And unfortunately, he does start off with the Typhlosion. And I'm a little weary about this because, you know, Flamethrower, Fire Blast, Eruption, although that didn't really cross my mind at the time, could be a problem. So I'm going to have to withdraw. There's really no reason for me to stay in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Rotom. I was considering bringing in Dragonite, but the issue with that is I didn't want to break the multi-scale. I wanted to keep the multi-scale intact. I had weakness policy, and that would have been kind of bad. So what you can do. But, I mean, Rotom can take the Eruption anyway, or the Flamethrower, or the Fire Blast, so it's not that big of a deal. Now, he does fake out my Cresselia. I figured he would. I don't have Protect, so I can't really dodge it. And I didn't really want to switch out for anything, so it's not a big deal. Now, he does get the Eruption off, and it does do quite a lot of damage. A little scary. Does not look like I'd be able to get Trick Room up this turn. Now, I'm going to try, though, because I kind of have to. So, he switches out the Kangaskhan for the Jellicent, probably expecting a overheat into the Kangaskhan. Now, he does go for Hidden Power Rock onto my Rotom. I figured it was Rock, not Water, because he didn't really need Water on his team. I actually Volt Switch onto the Typhlosion. I believe I'm actually Choice Specs here. And I switch into my Mega Mawile, because I'm figuring Eruption won't kill my Cresselia, and if I get the Intimidate off, it might work well in my favor. So I also brought in Mawile because I know Mawile has Crunch, can deal with the Jellicent, not a big deal. So I'm thinking, okay, so what I can do is I can just attack into the Typhlosion, take it down, not worry too much about it. Nah, I'm just kidding. I went for the Jellicent. Now, that seems like a really, really bizarre play. You've got a Typhlosion here who can hit you with Eruption and pretty much kill you. But in my mind, I was thinking, you know, he's not going to stay in here, you know. Jellicent is probably going to try and burn us or something. Or he's going to Protect. I don't know. He was also really low with the Typhlosion at that point, so it was a toss kind of thing. So in comes Rhyperior. I Protect because I'm expecting an Earthquake. Went for a Drill Run instead, and I take this opportunity to switch out into my Dragonite. I'm not too certain if the Rhyperior is actually faster than me or if it's slower than me. But I wanted to dodge that Earthquake. Now, he actually predicts that really well and goes for the Rock Slide, which is really unfortunate. I do survive it, though, which is kind of awesome, which means I do proc my weakness policy. Now I'll go for the Ice Beam onto the Rhyperior to get some damage off. I know it's not going to kill it. It actually does a hell of a lot less than I thought it would. Turns out he's also weakness policy. Didn't expect that. I really didn't expect that. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do here. Dragonite's going to die to a Sucker Punch, very obviously. So I just, Helping Hand, go for Extreme Speed. I'm at +2. I'm hoping he'll take it out. It doesn't. And then I lose both my Pokemon to a Rock Slide. And that's not the greatest thing in the world. It's not a great feeling to have that happen. It kind of sucked. But long story short, you know, it was one of those things that not really much I could do, so I bring in my Mawile here. Remember, he still has the Typhlosion in the back. Oh no, we killed that. He still has... No, these are the only two left. So he Power Up Punches my Rotom, which, you know, obviously will kill me. But, I mean, Mawile versus Kangaskhan's not really that big of a deal, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and take out this Rhyperior as quickly as I can. Fortunately, I do. So even though this Kangaskhan's at +1, I resist all of its hits. There's not much it's going to be doing, except he reveals the Fire Punch. And that does a hell of a lot of damage at +1. And it does take me out. Now, I'm thinking if he wasn't +1, he would not have taken me out. So that kill on the Rotom was actually really good. He could have very easily just gone for Return, which we knew he... Well, we didn't know he had. And killed us there, but he didn't, and that was a good play on his part. So now I'm going to go... I'll be right back with the second battle. Okay, and we're back with the second battle. So this time, I decided to bring the same things. I figured my lead was actually pretty solid for me. It worked out well in my favor because I was able to, you know, kind of dodge the Typhlosion in a way. So I'm going to lead off with the same thing. I'm going to bring the same Pokemon. Whatever else I had in the back, I didn't deem was useful. I think I might have had Porygon 2, which might have been useful in a long run, but overall, Cresselia was just a little bit better. And I don't know what else I might have had, excuse me, in the back. I think maybe Cacturne, and Cacturne definitely was going to be very helpful in this game. So we see the Typhlosion and the Jellicent come in. You know, I'm a little weary. I do stay in, though. I do go for the Mega Evolution. Mainly because I know that if I can get the 1-up here, if I can get the Trick Room up, I'll be in a really solid position. So I want to do that, you know. So he's going to go for the Eruption, obviously. I mean, that's really a good play. Everything I had in the back doesn't really want to switch. I mean, they can, but it's not, you know, good for me, especially with the Jellicent here. So we're going to see a Shadow Ball onto the Cresselia, and it really doesn't do too much. And I do get the Trick Room up. So here I'm thinking, okay, do I go for the Typhlosion or the Jellicent? Well, I'm going to want to go for the Typhlosion here because obviously Typhlosion can kill me. So I'm going to actually Helping Hand Crunch because it's not resisted. Both my stabs are resisted. Now, it's not going to take it out, and I was kind of thinking maybe if I went for Play Rough, it would have taken it out. But it doesn't really matter because he's going to get the Eruption off, and Eruption scales based off how much HP you have. And even though it's super effective on my Mawile, it does absolutely nothing. And then Life Orb actually ends up taking him out. So overall, it was still a pretty solid turn for me. I did get burned, but Mawile's huge power ability lets him not really worry too much about it. So I figured he'd think I'd switch out into Dragonite here. So I actually just straight up stayed in, because, you know, I mean, a burned Mega Mawile isn't really going to be doing very much in the long run. So I figured he'd predict the switch out to either Rotom Heat or Dragonite. No reason for me to switch out in the least bit. So if I got an Iron Head off, damage is damage, I'd much prefer that. So I bring in Dragonite here. I do go for the Protect because I'm figuring, okay, he might go for Earthquake or Drill Run at that point. Plus, I don't know, I'm not really doing very much here. I can switch out to my Rotom Heat because obviously I'm not going to be doing too much. I'm not going to want to take that Rock Slide. So it's really my best play. I could have, you know, tried to kill the Rhyperior, but again, you know, I was banking on the Rock Slide. which will give me the +2. So I'll go for the Waterfall and get rid of the Rhyperior. So it did end up working well. He does go for the Will-O-Wisp. He does miss it, though, which is really nice. I would have been back down to neutral, so it's not, you know, the end-all, be-all, but it was still kind of a problem. So he's going to Mega Evolve here. Now, I think I predicted him to fake out the Dragonite, because, I mean, obviously, again, what's the Mawile going to do? So I did predict that, so I go for the Protect here. He was really not going to be doing too much. He does end up faking out into the Dragonite, which is what I thought. I go for the Crunch onto the Jellicent, and the reason I went for the Jellicent is because my Rotom doesn't like Jellicent. Now, even at Burned, I do more than half, which is lovely. Now, granted, he did go for the Citrus, so it's, you know, obviously I'm not going to really be able to do much. Now, he does end up taking me out here via the Burn. Not a big deal, you know, I'm not really doing too much. I do have my Rotom Heat. He can take me out with a Burn, with a Scald, with the Jellicent. I do have Trick Room back up, so I will be outspeeding that Jellicent. My Dragonite, on the other hand, won't be. So Choice Specs Volt Switch won't be doing too much. Now, he does end up taking out my Dragonite with Double Edge, which kind of sucks. But, I do outspeed the Jellicent, so... The Volt Switch is going to go off. Now, I do believe I am Choice Specs. It does take him out. So that's a 1v1, but here's the issue. I'm Choice Specs, and he Curse Bodies me. Now, that's not a big deal, because as you'll see, the Double Edge will come in and take me out. But Curse Body, Choice Specs, not a great combination. So this is the first battle of the season. Didn't go very well in my favor. I did end up losing 2-0, which, oof, man, guys, I usually at least get one win, but not the end of the world, because, you know, it's the first battle, the first of the season. Koss is a really good player, and no harm, no foul. So thank you guys so much for watching this. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Peace.